Hey everyone, fishing openers on Saturday, so I'm kind of trying to get ready. I've got some of my fly fishing flies that I'm trying to organize out in front of me, but I put new line on an old reel this morning, and it made me think maybe a good how-to would be how to tie a fish hook on. So what I've done to set up is I have a piece of old rope and a clip with an eyelet to pretend it's the lure. It's easier to see if you have bigger rope and a bigger eyelet. But the clinch knot is the classic old fishing knot where you run your line through the eyelet and then you do 6 wraps. Although my grandfather always said 1 for the governor, which was a 7th one. So I tend to count and do 1 wrap. You always count once it's up again. 2 wraps. Guess I counted early. 3 wraps. Note that I'm trying to kind of wrap everything around. 4. 5. Guess it does seem a little bit like overkill like this. 6. And then the 1 for the governor. And the way you do the knot is that you then send it through the eyelet. Now the way you do the improved one is that you take that running end and you send it back through the upright and then cinch the whole knot down. Now it looks kind of bunchy and ugly like that. And I do have to make a little change here because I'm going to switch to the actual, gotta put on my old man glasses, my magnifiers. I have bifocals and magnifiers on right now. So what I've done here with my lucky tube that I found in the Milwaukee River. You can see I've got a little spinner on there too, and just in case I hook into Northern on Saturday, I've got a steel leader. But I've got the same knot right there. Maybe you can see it against my finger. And the thing you do have to do with line is you have to put it in your mouth. Get that knot all nice and wet. And then you can cinch it down. That lubricates it so you can really cinch it. Dentists would probably tell you not to use your teeth, but everybody does. You just kind of pull on that, you cinch that down, you give it some little tugs. This is 6-pound test, so I don't go crazy on it if it was a higher test. I'd probably go, pull on it a little bit harder, but you want to really kind of test that and get it all nice and snug. And that is how you set that up. Now, one last thing. Some people they don't really treat this as a big deal, but I was trained by fly fishermen, and you don't want to have this little pennant of line on there, that little extra. So kind of close, you want to snip that off. Maybe I could even cut that off a little bit closer. You want to snip that off, and that way you don't get that little bit flicking through the water causing drag. Once it's trimmed, I always pull it again and just make sure I don't have a problem on it. I tend to buy fishing rods that are fly fishing style fishing rods, so they have that extra little eyelet that I can put the hook through to manage it. And we'll just reel that in. And this rod is set. Oops, if I don't break the tip off. We'll just put it back up here in my ceiling storage, and on Saturday morning I will be all set to go. Chin up.